everybody, it's Chris Eads, known online as Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast. First off, I just want to apologize. Yes, I know I shaved. I know a lot of people like the beard, but my birthday is coming up, and I need to feel younger, and all of my gray hair is in my beard. Like, I don't have a whole lot on the top of my head. It's all, like, right in here. So when I have a beard, you might think I look hotter, but I think I look older. So, just for a bit, I need to look younger so that I don't feel old on my birthday. I also went to the movies, and I did not see Birds of Prey, as you might have thought. I'm saving that. I'm going to see that next weekend. I have a day off work, and I'm going to go on a weekday matinee when it won't be too crowded. I figured weekend matinee, it might be a little rowdy right now, but I also wanted to see something else, which I don't expect to be in theaters more than just this 1 week, so I wanted to make sure I saw it as soon as possible. And that is The Lodge, which is the new cult horror film that just came out, and it's literally playing at 1 AMC. I swear I saw a trailer for it at like the 34th or 42nd Street one, but for whatever reason it's not playing at either of those, which is a bit rude. It was only playing at the Lincoln Square one, so I had to go all the way up there. But it was worth it. I actually liked it. Now, ignore the all the hyperbole in the trailers and the posters, calling it the scariest movie of the year, and you know, nerve-shredding suspense and so scary and everything. I think that they were just saying those things so they could be on the poster and in the trailer and get their name out there. Because it's not. Like, if you go into this expecting, you know, to be on the edge of your seat and terrified the whole time, you're not going to be. And then you're going to be disappointed. What it is it's seriously effed up. This whole movie is just wrong. On many levels, it's just, wow. But in a good way. So you're watching the movie, and at first I was like, what kind of a movie is this? Because the trailer is slightly misleading. So I was like, what is this movie about? And then once you figure out what the movie's about, then you're like, but what's really happening? And then once you know what's really happening, you're like, this is effed up. I will say, the performances are great. It's very well done. I will say that I was slightly disappointed in the ending. Although afterwards, when I thought about the movie some more, I realized that I shouldn't be disappointed in the ending, because what I wanted to see was even, like, kind of more horrible. So, I'm kind of a horrible person for wanting that. So I think it was better that they did it the way they did it. I can't say, I'm trying to be super vague so as not to spoil the ending for everybody. You're probably not going to be able to see this in theaters, because it's probably not showing near you, and if it is, it's only going to be there for like a day. But I would say this is worth checking out if you find it on Netflix or Amazon or HBO or whatever. As for gaming, I've made some really solid progress in Shenmue. Although I didn't really talk about Shenmue that much last time because I'd only just started it. But now that I've been playing it for a little while, I want to talk a little more about it. And I just wanted to say, the nostalgia is really carrying this game. Because the more I play it, the more I'm like, ugh. Because back when I played this in 1999 on my Dreamcast, it was like mind-blowing. It was like, I don't know if it's the first open world game, but it was the first open world game that I can remember playing. And just to have this game that like replicates reality, where you walk down the city streets and you can talk with people, you can go into various shops. I mean, not every building is available, but lots are. And you can like play video games and buy capsule toys and like just do whatever. All the while still trying to find out where the guy is who killed your dad and all. Because, you know, that's the point of the game, that's the story. But, like, you know, the graphics are because the faces are very detailed, but the bodies are not. And then you've got, like, the conversations. Yes, you can talk to everybody, but you're gonna have the same conversations with people. Like, they're not super detailed, in-depth chats, you know? There's not a lot of variation. And the controls are, like, you can walk very slowly, or you can run, at which point you lose control and you'll run into things. And sometimes you'll go into a store or a building and there will be, like, no room to maneuver, and it's like trying to maneuver the camera and you, and just try to figure out where you are and how to get around and how to get over to that person and talk to them and then get back around that table and get out to the door. The controls are not great. They're very old school. And especially, I hit a point where I got to the warehouse district and I had to sneak into Warehouse 8 at the middle of the night, and there was a whole stealth section, but the controls are so awkward that, like, getting through this stealth section was a little bit rough. And I literally, like, after a couple of failures, I accidentally went around a corner, ran down, and then around another corner, and then suddenly I was in front of warehouse number 8. And I was like, I kind of accidentally found it, and was super grateful that I didn't have to sneak around anymore, because it was not easy with the tank controls. And I've actually had to look up a walkthrough a couple of times, because I would get to a point where I'm kind of stuck, and I'm like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. Everyone's telling me to look up this address, and I don't understand how to look up this address, because calling information, they can't look it up based on the phone number, and I didn't understand what I was supposed to do. And the problem is that when I was at that phone booth, I was supposed to not use the phone. I was supposed to look to the right, where there is a phone book that I can interact with, and then I look it up and get the address. And I never knew to do that, because when you walk up to the I don't know, it's like a tobacco shop or something, and there's an old woman, and there's a telephone, and I didn't notice that there was a phone book next to that. So I had tried to talk to the old woman, but there seemed to be no way to talk to the old woman, because it just immediately, you walk up and press the interact button and it goes to the phone. And I'm like, I would never have thought to swing the joystick to the right so that I could look at something else. Because the whole looking thing threw me, like, from the start. I had forgotten about that, because this is an old school game. There's no tutorial. This is an old school game from back in the day when games came with little manuals. And the manuals will give you a little background of the story, and then it would give you the controls, and then it would give you some tips and tricks and how to play, and this is how you do this, and this is how you do that. There's no manuals anymore. So games, I'd gotten used to games walking you through the controls and saying, this is how you do this is how you do that, this is how you do this, now go play. And then if later on they introduce some kind of new gameplay element, they'd be like, oh, this is how you do this, by the way. Just, you know, now back to the game. There's no tutorial in Shenmue. They just drop you right in it. And you're just like, okay, what am I supposed to do? What are the controls? I don't know what I'm doing. Because there was a manual that you were supposed to read on your way home from the store, and then when you get home to play the game, you can just jump right in. So that was a little getting used to. But the nostalgia is, like I said, the nostalgia's carrying it, and I am still enjoying it for all of its flaws, because it's Shenmue and it's giving me the warm feeling inside. I've not made as much progress as I could have, because I've been kind of alternating it with No Man's Sky, because I can't stop playing No Man's Sky, because, like I said last week, I was like, I had a stressful day at work, and I came home, and I just wanted to play No Man's Sky in VR and zen out, and that's all it needed was, because I hadn't played it in a while, and it was fine, but it's like, I got a little taste of it, and then suddenly I'm like, okay, now I need to play it again. Okay, now I need to play it again. And then I just have to decide whether I'm going to play it in VR for that immersive, you know, real space exploration experience, and just get really immersed in it. Or if I want to play it on TV so that I can take beautiful pictures of the scenery and myself in it. And also so that I can do those photo missions, because for whatever reason, even though Hello Games put a full-fledged photo editor, photo mode, into the VR mode of the game, it's still, when you have a photo mission that says, okay, take a picture of an underwater creature, if I'm playing in VR and I am underwater and I activate the photo mode and I try to take a picture of an underwater creature, it never completes the mission, and I don't know why. It's super annoying, and I wish they would fix that, because it's annoying to have to go back out and say, oh, okay, the next time I play No Man's Sky, I'll just play it on the TV. That way I can get that picture and complete that mission and move on. Because I do like playing it in VR, like a lot. It's super addictive. Also, I mentioned this previously, but I did actually pull the trigger, and I have pre-ordered Animal Crossing New Horizons. And as I had said before, I did do it through Best Buy. I pre-ordered the digital copy of the game through Best Buy, because this being my birthday month, I get 10% off. So I'm like, hey, not only do I get a $10 reward certificate, but I'm going to save 10%. 10% ain't much. It was $6, but I will take a $6 off the game. It's still cheaper than if I had pre-ordered it from Nintendo directly. I'm saving $6, plus I get $10 off my future purchase. So in reality, they're giving me back $16. So that's fine. Nintendo would not have given me anything back. And after pre-ordering the game, I discovered what's going to happen. I wasn't sure what they were going to do. I said this before with the digital code. Like, you know, it's still early. Like, even if you pre-ordered it through the eShop, I can't imagine that they would be preloading the game onto your Switch now, because they're probably still working on it. No, that doesn't make any sense. It comes out in a month. They have to be manufacturing it now. They have to be done. But, like, I didn't know what Best Buy was going to do when I would get my download code. Because Nintendo would give you a code now, and you could immediately start downloading it to your Switch, and it would, like, start downloading and then finish later once it was ready to go fully. But Best Buy, as turns out, once I completed my purchase, they said, okay, we've sent you an email confirming your purchase, and we will send you the download code on release day. So now my question is, when on release day? You know? Because like I said, I don't care, because I'm not playing it until I get up on the 20th anyway. I'm not playing this at midnight, because I'm not going to arrive in my brand new island home in the middle of the night. That's just silly. Nobody wants that. I don't need that. I want the sun to be shining, I want clouds in the sky, I want it to be beautiful. So I'm not going to do it until, like, 10 or 11 o'clock on Friday afternoon. So if they don't send me the code until, like, 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning on Friday, that's fine for me. I'm not bothered. If they do want to send the email at, like, midnight, that's also fine, because I'll just enter the code and set it to download and then go to bed. Because, I mean, not like it would take 8 hours to download, but then it'll be ready to go as soon as I get up. Or they could conceivably, like, once Nintendo releases codes or whatever, they could send them out, like, earlier in the week, I suppose, and they're just saying you'll get your code on release day as, like, a safety measure, because I don't think it said I think it said on release day, but even then they could give it to you early and nobody's going to complain. So, I am very excited. We are almost a month away, and it is making it sad to play New Leaf now, though. Because every so often I'll do something and I'm like, oh, this is the last time that might happen. You know. But it will be exciting to try a new town. And if I hate it, I guess I could go back to New Leaf, but that would be weird. So that's it. I've rambled on far too long. We're done. And I will see you next time. Alright? Bye!